voice in your head, the one that never stops talking. It's always there, isn't it? Commenting, judging, analyzing, worrying, planning, reminiscing. But here's the question. Are you really thinking, or are you just listening? What if I told you that most of what you call thinking isn't actually your own? What if I told you that your mind is like a radio, constantly tuned into frequencies of ideas, beliefs, and opinions that aren't yours? What if I told you that true freedom lies not in thinking more, but in listening differently? This is not just another self-help pep talk. This is about uncovering the hidden mechanics of your mind. This is about understanding how society programs your thoughts, how your consciousness shapes your reality, and how the power of silence can unlock a deeper level of understanding. So, if you're ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about thinking, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see your mind in a way you never have before. And trust me, it's going to change everything. Let's start with a simple truth. You are not your thoughts. Think about it. When you're sitting quietly and a thought pops into your head, where did it come from? Did you consciously create it, or did it just appear? The reality is, most of what you call thinking is actually a stream of pre-programmed ideas, beliefs, and reactions. It's like your mind is on autopilot, replaying patterns it's learned over the years. But here's the kicker. Those patterns weren't created by you. They were given to you by your parents, your teachers, your friends, the media, society. From the moment you were born, your mind has been absorbing information like a sponge and turning it into what you now call your thoughts. So, when you're thinking, you're not really creating. You're listening to the echoes of everything you've ever heard, seen, or experienced. Now, let's talk about the illusion of independent thought. We like to believe that we're free thinkers, that our ideas are original, our opinions are our own, and our decisions are based on rational, independent analysis. But is that really true? Take a moment to think about your beliefs. Where did they come from? Your political views, your religious beliefs, your ideas about success, relationships, money, they truly yours? Or were they handed to you like a script by the world around you? The truth is, society is a master programmer. It shapes your mind from the moment you're born. It tells you what to value, what to strive for. It defines your identity, your goals, your sense of self. And the scary part, most of this programming happens unconsciously. You don't even realize it's happening. You just accept it as reality. But here's the good news. Once you become aware of this programming, you can start to break free from it. You can start to question the thoughts that pop into your head. You can start to ask, is this really me? Or is this just something I've been conditioned to believe? This brings us to the hidden power of listening. When you realize that most of your thoughts are not your own, you start to see the world differently. You start to see that thinking is not about creating new ideas, but about listening to the ones that are already there. And this is where the magic happens. Because when you truly listen not just to the thoughts in your head, but to the world around, you start to see patterns. You start to see connections. You start to understand things on a deeper level. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment of clarity where everything just clicked, where the answer to a problem suddenly became obvious without any effort on your part? That's the power of listening. That's the power of tuning into the wisdom that's already there, waiting for you to hear it. Now, let's talk about consciousness and perception. Your mind is like a filter. It takes in the infinite complexity of the world and simplifies it into something you can understand. But here's the thing, that filter is not neutral. It's shaped by your beliefs, your experiences, your expectations. In other words, you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. This is why two people can look at the same situation and see completely different things. It's not that one is right and the other is wrong. It's that their filters are different. Their perceptions are different. But here's the key. You can change your filter. You can change the way you see the world. And the first step to doing that is to become aware of your thoughts, to recognize that they're not reality, but just one way of interpreting reality. This is where silence comes in. In a world that's constantly noisy, silence is a superpower. It's the space where true understanding happens. It's the space where you can step back from your thoughts and see them for what they really are, just thoughts. When you're silent, you create a gap between yourself and your mind, and in that gap you find freedom from the endless chatter, freedom from the constant judgment, freedom from the illusion that you are your thoughts. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it's the presence of awareness. It's the space where you can truly listen, not just to the world around you, but to the deeper wisdom within you. Now, let's talk about breaking free from thought loops. We all have them. Those repetitive, obsessive thoughts that just won't go away. The ones that keep you up at night, replaying the same scenarios over and over again. But here's the thing. Thought loops are not reality. They're just patterns in your mind. And like any pattern, they can be broken. The first step is to recognize the loop for what it is. To say, this is just a thought. It's not me. It's not reality. The second step is to shift your focus. Instead of engaging with the thought, simply observe it. Watch it come and go, like a cloud passing through the sky. And the third step is to replace the loop with something more constructive. Instead of replaying the same old story, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Finally, let's talk about awareness. Awareness is everything. It's the key to breaking free from the programming, the thought loops, the illusions. It's the key to seeing the world as it really is. When you're aware, you're not just thinking. You're observing, you're listening, you're present. And in that presence, you find power. The power to choose your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. The power to see beyond the surface to the deeper truths that lie beneath. So, the next time you find yourself lost in thought, remember this. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. You are the listener, the observer, the witness. And in that awareness, you will find freedom. So, what do you think? Or rather, what are you listening to? The voice in your head will never stop talking. But now, you know the truth. You know that thinking is not about creating thoughts, but about listening to them. You know that most of what you call your mind is not really yours. And you know that true freedom lies in awareness. So, the next time you hear that voice, don't fight it. Don't judge it. Just listen. And in that listening, you will find the power to change everything, because awareness is everything. And remember, the mind is a powerful tool, but it's not who you are. You are the one who wields it. You are the one who listens. You are the one who chooses. So choose wisely.